أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now in this session I'm going to teach you an al-mukhaffafa, which is the lightened form of anna. In another session I have taught you inna al-mukhaffafa, inna which has been lightened, as in the ayah in qawlihi ta'ala وَإِن كَانُوا مِن قَبْلُ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ وَإِن كَانُوا, and they were indeed before the revelation in manifest error. When many people translate it as وَإِن كَانُوا, even though, that is wrong. وَإِن كَانُوا means they were indeed. This is inna and mukhaffafa and not in shartiyya. وَإِن كَانُوا. In the same way, just as inna has got the lightened form in the same way anna has a lightened form which is an. And this lightened form is used after the word alima, knowledge, knowing, sure knowledge, or any other verb having this meaning, sure knowledge. Here is a very good example. In 73:20 we have alima an sayakunu minkum marda. Alima an sayakunu minkum marda. Alima an sayakunu منكم مرضى. مرضى is ممنوع من الصرف. علم أن سيكون, this is 73 20 73 20. علم أن سيكون منكم مرضى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew أن سيكون منكم مرضى, that there will be sick people amongst you. علم أن سيكون منكم مرضى. مرضى is اسمه سيكون, منكم as خبر سيكون. علم أن سيكون منكم مرضى. So that is an here is an al-mukhaffafa, lightened an, and we will see some of the details regarding this concept. If an is lightened, what happens? It can be used in a verbal sentence or a nominal sentence. Jumla ismiya and jumla fi'liya both can come after an. And what happens to its ism? Its ism in this case is always dhamir ash-sha'n. Anhu. Anhu. And this dhamir ash-sha'n is also omitted. It does not remain, it is omitted. But if you want to know what its ism is, ism of an al-mukhaffafa, its ism is hu, which is a dhamir ash-sha'n, and it is always omitted. Now here I would like to tell you something about dhamir ash-sha'n. Dhamir ash-sha'n, I'll give an example in English. We say this is a useful book. And it is very cheap. Now this it here refers to the book. This is a useful book and it is very cheap. So it, as in English and also in other languages, a pronoun always refers to something which has already been mentioned before in the sentence, before this sentence. So for example, this is my cat, it is very beautiful. This is my cat and it is very beautiful. It refers to the cat. So always in English and other languages, a pronoun refers to something which has been mentioned already in a previous sentence. But I'll give an example where this does not happen. In English, first of all, we say it is wrong to say so. It is wrong to say so. Now what is it here? What does it refer to? There is nothing before it, but we understand. It here does not refer to anything before or previously mentioned. It refers to something which comes after. It is wrong to say so. To say so is wrong. You can also say so. To say so is wrong. So actually this is a mubtada. To say so is wrong, is khabar. But we want to emphasize this and say this at a later stage so that your minds are ready to accept it. So you bring in a prop, it is wrong. You can't understand what it means here. It is wrong, it has no sense unless you say to say so, which takes the place of it when the whole sentence is mentioned. To say so actually becomes it. To say so is wrong. So this In English you have this, and in Arabic also you have this, and in Arabic you call it Dhamir Shan. Shan means fact or matter. So sometimes you have who masculine, then it is called Dhamir Shan, and sometimes you have pronoun ha feminine, then it is called Dhamir al-Qissa. Qissa means narrative story. Because it is feminine, we call it Dhamir al-Qissa, masculine, we call it Dhamir Shan. So it is always, it can be huwa as a Dhamir munfasil, as you have in Surah Al-Ikhlas, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Qul, say, the fact is that Allah is one. Huwa, it stands for Allahu ahad. Allahu ahad is the fact. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Now, after inna you have, in some ayat, for example, فَإِنَّهَا, I'll first of all give you the masculine. إِنَّهُ, إِنَّهُ مَن يَتَّقِي, مَن يَتَّقِي وَيَصْبِرْ ويصبر فإن الله لا يضيع أجر المحسنين. Now this is Surah Yusuf. Surah Yusuf is 12. I don't remember you can easily find out. So innahu man yattaqi, the fact is, indeed the fact is, innahu man yattaqi, he who wards of evil, wa yasbir, and endures, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not make the reward of the good doers lost, does not make it lost. So the whole sentence, you have to have your mind prepared to listen to this sentence, to receive this message, and that preparation is done by the Dhamir al-Shan, innahu, the fact is, indeed the fact is, and you wait for receiving the message or the sentence that is going to come. Innahu, the fact is that, and then it comes, so your minds are prepared to receive this message. Now the feminine, which is Dhamir al-Qissa, فإنها لا تعمى الأبصار فإنها لا تعمى الأبصار ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في الصدور. فإنها لا تعمل الأبصار. Now this is 22:46. فإنها, the fact is. Now it's a long sentence, long message. So you prepare your listener by giving them the idea that you are going to tell you something. فإنها, the fact is, لا تعمل الأبصار. It is not the sights which grow blind. لا تعمى, عمي يعمى, عمي يعمى, like سمع يسمع, EA group. فإنها لا تعمى الأبصار ولكن تعمى القلوب. But it is the hearts which are in the bosoms that grow blind. فإنها لا تعمى الأبصار ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في الصدور. So this is ضمير القصة and this is ضمير الشأن, and this is of course ضمير نصب because of inna and inna. But here in قل هو الله أحد is ضمير منفصل, ضمير الرفع. So this is in fact in short the meaning of ضمير الشأن or ضمير القصة. You have also another example, very good example. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أن لا إله إلا الله. Here the ism an has been omitted, which should be who, and who, which is ضمير الشأن, which has been omitted. So ضمير الشأن, or which is ism an, the lightened an, its ism is always ضمير الشأن, but it does not stay, it is removed, it is omitted. Now let us go to an al-mukhaffafa. It can be used with both the jumla ismiya and jumla fi'liya. After an al-mukhaffafa, you can have a jumla ismiya or a jumla fi'liya. Jumla ismiya, as I told you, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, an la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. So jumla ismiya starts with la an-nafiya lil jins. So ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Another example, wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. The full ayah I'll give you. The full ayah is وَدَعْوَاهُمْ فِيهَا سُبْحَانَكَ اللَّهُمَّ. وَدَعْوَاهُم, da'wah here means prayer, and their prayer fiha, in it, that is in Jannah, and their prayer therein is Subhanaka Allahumma. Glorified be you, O Allah, Subhanaka Allahumma. وَتَحِيَّتُهُمْ فِيهَا salam, and their greetings therein, that is in Jannah, is salam, peace. وَآخِرُ دَعْوَاهُمْ, the conclusion of their prayer, the end of their prayer, وَآخِرُ دَعْوَاهُمْ أَنِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. وَآخِرُ دَعْوَاهُمْ أَنِ, the fact is, then who, which has been omitted, that is the ism an الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. The fact is that all praise belong to Allah, the Lord of the universe. So this is jumla ismiya. Also an la ilaha illallah is also ashhadu an la ilaha illallah is also a jumla ismiya. Now we have jumla fi'liya. Jumla fi'liya, there are two types. One is with a jamid verb. The other type is the one without a jamid verb. Now let us take a jamid verb and jumla ismiya. And these two types, jumla ismiya, we have seen. With a jamid verb, now we will see it now. For example, وَأَنْ لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. وأن ليس للإنسان إلا ما سعى. So here we have laysa, which is فعل جامد, وأن ليس. The ayah before that is أم لم ينبأ بما في صحف موسى, or has he has not been informed. أم لم ينبأ بما في صحف موسى, he has not been informed of what is in the books of Musa alayhi salam. في صحف, صحيفة صحف. وإبراهيم الذي وفى, and the books of Ibrahim, who completed his work. Waffa, did it completely. Now what is the message that is in these books? Allah taziru waziratun wizra ukhra. Allah taziru. There is also an al-mukhaffafa, an la taziru. An la taziru. Waziratun is fa'il of taziru. Wazara is to carry a load. Allah taziru waziratun. Waziratun is a na'at, and the man'ut has been omitted, which is nafs. Nafsun waziratun, a soul which carries its actions, its deeds. Allah taziru waziratun wizra ukhra, the load of someone else. No soul will carry the weight or the load of some other soul. An la taziru. So here also an la taziru. There's no it's not anna, it's an la taziru waziratun wizra ukhra. Ukhra is not of another man'ud, is nafsin ukhra. La taziru nafsun waziratun wizra nafsin ukhra. And then وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. Here we'll say an who, and who here is ضمير الشان, which has to be omitted. وَأَنْهُ, and that the fact is that لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ, man does not have لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى, except what he strives for, what he works for. وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. Here an, and this is the khabar, and the ism of an is who, which is Damir al-Shan, which has been omitted. Now in these two cases, Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya with a Jamid verb, the an is followed by the sentence directly. But in a Jumla Fi'liya, which does not have a Jamid verb, an is separated from the sentence, from the khabar, with one of four things, which I'll mention now. One of four things that is what a sentence without a Jamid verb. Jumla Ismiya doesn't need a word to separate an from its khabar. A verbal sentence with a Jamid verb also does not need. But a verbal sentence without a Jamid verb, the regular verb, mutasarrif verb, needs a word to separate an from its khabar. Now there are four things. Number one is qad. Now here is an ayah, وَنَعْلَمُ أَنْ قَدْ صَدَقْتَنَا. أن قد Now this is 5:113. When the Christians wanted Isa alayhi salam to bring down a Ma'idah, a table, yes, they said قالوا نريد أن نأكل منها وتطمئن قلوبنا ونعلم. There's a mistake here, that's I wanted to verify. ونعلم أن قد صدقتنا. Now they said قالوا نريد أن نأكل منها, we want to eat from it, from the Ma'idah, from the table that we want you to bring down. قالوا نريد أن نأكل منها وتطمئن قلوبنا, and that our hearts find rest, find, when we see it, we know that Allah has been kind to us and has sent down, and your prayers have been answered, so our hearts find rest. وَنَعْلَمَ, and we know أَنْ قَدْ صَدَقْتَنَا, that you have told us the truth. You said I'll bring down the table, so when it comes already is here, we know that you have told us the truth. وَنَعْلَمَ, so نَعْلَمَ is معطوف of نريد أن نأكل وتطمئن قلوبنا ونعلم أن قد صدقتنا ونكون عليها من الشاهدين, and we will be witness for it. So here we have ونعلم, and this an is latent. قد صدقتنا. Now this is not there is no jamid verb here, it's not a sentence, jumla ismiyya. Secondly, it is a verbal sentence but without jamid verb, so we need qad here. One of four things I told you. So here it is qad. وَنَعْلَمَ أَنْ قَدْ صَدَقْتَنَا, so that we know that you have told us the truth. Number one is qad. Number two is harf tanfis. Harf tanfis. As you know, harf tanfis, there are two. One is seen and the second is sawfa. That is a particle which signifies future action, future tense. And we have seen here in seen in the ayah علم أن سيكون علم أن سيكون منكم مرضى. We are told this 73:20. So here alima and sayakunu. We don't have qad here. We have the qad is past tense. Here we have sayakunu. Sin harf tanfis. Yes. Minkum marda. Now here is a line of poetry I would like to, because I have been telling you now and then lines of poetry. So I'll tell you, there is scene here. أبشر زعم الفرزدق أن سيقتل مربعا أبشر بطول سلامة يا مربع. Now it needs a little explanation. Farazdaq and Jarir. This is by Jarir. There were two very famous poets. Farazdaq was one, Jarir was another. They were rivals. They flourished during the time of the Abbasid period. And they were great poets, but they were rivals of each other. And they wrote things, against each other. So Za'am al-Farazdaq, he says, Mirba is Jarir's narrator. Yeah, every poet in pre-Islamic time and early Islamic times, they had a narrator who will listen to the poet's poems, new poems, and get them by heart, and then narrate whenever it's needed. This Rawiya, one who is from Riwaya, one who narrates or he takes away his poetry to different parts of the country. زعم الفرزدق أن سيقتل مربعا. He says زعم الفرزدق. Farazdaq زعم, he claimed. زعم الفرزدق, he claimed. Now claiming is also like alima, that is sure knowledge. He claimed أن سيقتل مربعا. See, أن سيقتل مربعا after unseen. Who has been omitted. So Farazdaq claimed that he will kill Mirba'an. He will kill Mirba'an. That is the Rawiya of Jarir, as a narrator. Now he's pulling his leg, mocking at him. He says, Abshir bi tuli salamatin ya Mirba. Mirba, he now is speaking to Mirba, addressing him. He says, Mirba, be sure that you will have a long life, because Farazdaq is such a coward that he's not going to kill you. He says, Abshir. Abshir, we have seen this in our book. Have the good news. Bituli salamatin, with a long life. Ya Mirba'u, Mirba, be sure. Be assured of a long life, because Farazdaq wants to kill you. زعم الفرزدق أن سيقتل. أن سيقتل. Here we have seen, as we have seen in the ayah, علم أن سيكون. مربعا أبشر بطول سلامة يا مربع. Now we'll see Sawfa. Sawfa we don't have in the Quran, but there is a line of poetry. Sawfa. It is also another harf tanfis. وَعَلَمْ فَعِلْمُ الْمَرْءِ يَنْفَعُهُ. فَعْلَمْ فَعِلْمُ وعلم المرء ينفعه. واعلم فعلم المرء ينفعه أن سوف يأتي أن سوف يأتي كل ما قدر. Word says, وَعْلَمْ, know. وَعِلْمُ الْمَرْءِ يَنْفَعُهُ, knowledge of a man. Mar, is imru'un. You got with Hamza, say imru'un. Imru'un, imra'an, imri'in. And without Hamza, it's a mar, just like imra'atun and mar'atun. Al-mar'atu. وَعْلَمْ فَعِلْمُ الْمَرْءِ يَنْفَعُهُ. Know that because knowledge of a man will help him, will benefit him. وَعْلَمْ فَعِلْمُ الْمَرْءِ يَنْفَعُهُ أَنْ سَوْفَ يَأْتِي كُلُّ مَا قُدِرَ أَنْ سَوْفَ يَأْتِي. So he is an who has been omitted. سَوْفَ يَأْتي, here سَوْفَ يَأْتي كُلُّ مَا قُدِرَ. Kullu is fa'il of ya'ti, kullu ma qudira. Qudira is passive voice. This alif is extra. This is for poetic purpose. Qudira has been determined. Kullu ma qudira, all that has been determined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a man is going to happen. It's going to come to him. So, wa'alam, know, wa'ilmul mar'i yanfa'uhu, or knowledge helps a man, or knowledge of a man helps him, does benefit him. And sawfa yati kullu ma qudira, all that has been determined for him, has been created for him, good or bad. Sawfa yati kullu ma qudira, will come to him. Now that is sawfa. We have seen two examples, one from the Quran, the other from the Arabic poetry. And sawfa we don't have in the Quran, we have only line from poetry. Now third, we have seen first is qad, second is harf tanfiz, third is huruf nafi. Hurufu nafiyin. Hurufu nafiyin. Lan and lam and la, these three, lan, lam, la, all are huruf nafi, negative particles, and they also will separate an from the khabar when the khabar is neither a jumla ismiya nor a jumla fi'liya having fi'l jamid in them. Now let us take first of all lan. Now ayahsabu al-insanu an lan yajma'a idama. Ayahsabu al-insanu lan ayahsabu al-insanu an lan najma'a idama. This is 75 3. Ayahsabu al-insanu an lan najma'a idama. Does man think? Ayahsabu al-insanu an lan. Again, you see an here, its ism is an, which has been omitted, dhamir ash-shan. Ayahsabu al-insanu an lan najma'a idama. Does man think that we will not assemble his bones? Awmun is a bone singular, plural idam. Ayahsabu al-insanu, hasiba yahsabu, sami'a yasma'u, a group. Ayahsabu al-insanu fa'il, an lan najma'a idama. An lan, see, because of an and the verb not being jamid verb, we have one of these particles which separate lan here. An lan najma'a, jama'a yajma'u, like fataha yaftahu, a group. An lan najma'a idama. Idama is maf'ul bihi of yajma', najma'. We have seen lan, and then we go to lam. Ayahsabu. Lam. Ayahsabu an lam yarahu ahad. An lam yarahu ahad. أحسب أن لم يره أحد. This is 97. أيحسب, does he think? The file is ضمير مستتر. أيحسب أن لم يره أحد, that nobody has seen him. أيحسب أن لم يره أحد. يرى is مجزوم because of lam, and the alamat al-jazm is the omission of the third radical. أيحسب أن لم يره أحد. Then we come to la. أفلا يرون. This is in Surah Taha. أفلا يرون. أفلا يرون أن لا يرجع. أن لا يرجع. أن لا يرجع إليهم قولا. إليهم قولا ولا يملك لهم ضرا ولا نفعا. لا يملك لهم ضرا ولا نفعا. $20.89 Surah Taha. Afala Yaraun, the reference is to the calf which they started worshipping, the Jews, after they came out from Egypt. The calf. Afala Yaraun, don't they see? Afala Yaraun an la yarji'u. An, and the ism of an has been omitted, which is ha, the mirashan. And la yarji'u, here we have got la, which separates an from the verb. And la yarji'u ilayhim qawla. Don't they see that this animal, this calf, does not return a word to them, doesn't speak to them, doesn't reply to them. Afala yarawna an la yarji'u ilayhim qawlan. Speech, reply, doesn't return to them any word. أفلا يرون أن لا يرجعوا إليهم قولا ولا يملك لهم نفعا ضرا ولا نفعا, and doesn't have any harm nor benefit for them, doesn't possess any harm or benefit to them. So here an la yarji'u, and la is the particle that separates an from the verb, because the verb is not jamid. So I've seen, first of all, qad, and second is harf tanfis, and we have seen harf tanfis, seen and sawfa, and the third is lan, harf nafi, which includes lan and lam and la, and we have seen all these examples of these three huruf al-nafi. Now the fourth is adatu shart. Number 4, adatu shart. Here we have إذا and لو. We'll see, first of all we see إذا. وقد نزل عليكم وقد نزل وقد نزل عليكم وقد نزل عليكم في الكتاب وقد نزل عليكم الكتاب أن, this is lightened, أن إذا سمعتم آيات الله, we'll do it later, آيات الله إذا سمعتم آيات الله يكفر بها ويستهزأ بها فلا تقعدوا معهم حتى يخوضوا حديث غيره. في حديث غيره إنكم إذن مثلهم. Now this is 4:140. This is Adad Shat إذا وقد نزل عليكم, he has sent down. That is the fa'il of نزل is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is a dhamir mustatir, refers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وقد نزل عليكم, he has revealed unto you, sent down the revelation to you, fil kitab, in the book, that is in the Quran. An, so an, its ism is dhamir shan, who and who, which has to be omitted. An إذا سمعتم, here إذا, the particle that separates the verb from in. إذا سمعتم آيات الله يكفر بها, if you hear the revelations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, يكفر بها, being denied, يكفر بها, passive voice, يكفر بها, when you listen to people denying Allah's revelations, Allah's ayat, Allah's Quranic verses. وَيُسْتَهْزَأُ بِهَا, also passive voice, and being mocked at, when you listen to people denying Allah's revelations and mocking at them. فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا مَعَهُمْ, this is Jawab al-Shart, and because it is fi'l talabi, text فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا, this is nahi, فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا مَعَهُمْ, do not sit with them. قَعَدَ يَقْعُدُ, نَصَرَ يَنصُرُ, أَو group. حَتَّى يَخُوضُوا فِي حَدِيثٍ غَيْرِي, till they indulge in a discourse other than that, in a different discourse, in a different subject matter. When they stop talking about and talking in starting a new subject. حتى يخوضوا في حديث غيري إنكم إذن مثلهم. That is, if you do not get out from that session, then you are إنكم إذن, in that case إذن مثلهم, you are like them. You are the same like them in mocking at Allah's revelations and denying Allah's revelations. You will become like them. You will be regarded as part of that society, part of that group. So وَقَدْ نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الْكِتَابِ أَنْ إِذَا سَمِعْتُمْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ يُكْفَرُ بِهَا, when you listen to Allah's revelations being denied, وَيُسْتَهْزَأُ بِهَا, and mocked at, فَلَا تَقْعُدُوا مَعَهُمْ, do not sit with them, حَتَّى يَخُوضُوا فِي حَدِيثٍ غَيْرِهِ, till they start a different discourse. إِنَّكُمْ إِذًا مِثْلُهُمْ. If you don't do that, you are to be regarded as them, a part of that society. That is إِذَا. And then we have one more, that is love. Love, yes. وَأَن لَّوِ اسْتَقَامُوا عَلَى الطَّرِيقَةِ وَأَن لَّوِ اسْتَقَامُوا عَلَى الطَّرِيقَةِ لَأَسْقَيْنَاهُم مَّاءً غَدَقًا. لأسقيناهم ماء غدقا. (72:16). Now it's written like this in the Mus'haf. Actually it is وَأَن لَوْ. وَأَن لَوْ. So وَأَن لَوْ اسْتَقَامُوا. As you know, law is for a past condition which has not been fulfilled. لَوْ جِئْتَنِي لَأَعْطَيْتُكَ كِتَابًا. Had you come yesterday, I would have given you a book. That means he did not come and did not give him the book. لَوْ اسْتَقَامُوا. Had they been steadfast, ala tariqati, on the right path, law istaqamu, istaqama, yastaqimu, bab 10th bab, if istafala. Law istaqamu, had they been steadfast in their path, in the right path, la asqaynahum, this is lam jawab law. لَأَسْقَيْنَاهُمْ, we would have given them water. We would have been provided them with water. سَقَى يَسْقِي, this is فعل ثلاثي مجرد. سَقَى يَسْقِي, سَقَيْتُهُ مَاءً, I gave him a drink of water. It is also used with form 4, أَسْقَى يُسْقِي, also the same meaning. Some people make a difference. Saqa means gave him water right away to drink. And asqa means to provide. He provided him with a water source or a glass of water, something like that. He gave him something or showed him the place where water is available. But saqa means to give him directly a glass of water. That is the view of some of the lexicographers. وَأَن لَوِ اسْتَقَامُوا, had they been steadfast in their following the right path, لَأَسْقَيْنَاهُمْ, we would have given them water, we would have provided them with water, مَاءً غَدَقًا, in abundance, abundant water. It's a very rarely used word. Yes, these are the four elements or four particles which are used to separate an from the khabar of an, lightened an. When does it happen? It happens when the khabar is not a jumla ismiya or a jumla fi'liya with a jamid verb. With a jamid verb, it doesn't take. A sentence with a jamid verb or a jumla ismiya, these two types of sentences do not need any particle to separate an from the verb, from the khabar. But other types need, and these particles we separate are of four kinds. One is qad, the second is seen or sawfa, the third is harf nafi, which is either lan or lam or la. We have seen examples of all this. The fourth is adat shart, which is either or law. Now this in short is the salient features of an al-mukhaffafa, and as I told you, it requires a knowledge of dhamir al-shan and dhamir al-qissa that I have explained. So it is like it is wrong to say in English. It is wrong to say. It does not apply to or refer to anything before. It applies to something which comes after the pronoun. It is wrong to say so. So to say so is wrong. Till that idea comes into my mind, I use the word it. Then the whole sentence comes, I remove it and put the real mubtada in its place. In the same way, in dhamir al-shan, you say, for example, innaha la ta'mal absar. Innaha la ta'mal absar. The fact is, what is the fact? The fact is that the eyesights do not grow blind. So it can be, the dhamir al-shan can be either, it comes with inna or innahu, innaha. If it is masculine, innahu, then it's called dhamir al-shan. Shan means matter, fact. And if it is feminine, it is called dhamir al-qissa. Qissa means narrative, story. That is when it is dhamir al-nasb, innahu, innaha. If it is dhamir al-rafa', like huwa, it is always huwa, third person singular. Huwa, then it doesn't come with inna, of course. It's qul huwallahu ahad, say. The fact is that Allah is one. The use of dhamir al-shan as dhamir al-rafa' is not very common. It is mostly innahu or innaha. I hope this new concept has been useful and you have understood it completely, alhamdulillah. I hope, along with the inna al-mukhaffafa, anna al-mukhaffafa, you will put them together because they belong to the same group, inna, anna, and inshallah with more reading and repetition of this lesson, you will be able to understand more, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.